Well, hello, my YouTube family. It is so hot that even this poor AC, I mean, it is trying. It is really trying. I have the AC and the fan, and I'm sweating. Let me tell you something. It is so hot that I just went to White Castle. I had to get my onion chips. You know when you have that taste in your mouth. Had to get a medium-sized bag of onion chips and a large cherry Coke filled with ice. By the time I got home, I shook it, only a little bit of the ice cubes. That's how hot it is. I was like, I'm kidding you not. They handed it to me. It was nice and icy cold and ooh. And my Jeep is AC. I put it down, drove home, parked, took out. Where's the ice? You know, it's in the freezer now. The cherry Coke is in the freezer. Now, I don't want it to become like a slushie, so I'm going to make this rather quick. Because what the hell is this? What is that? Okay? Major disappointment. But of course, major disappointment on a Monday. Why would I have to wear this on a Monday? Mondays are already hate-filled as it is. And now I have a lip gloss that is of no purpose. I don't know why. Let me start off with the liner, shall I? NYX in Peekaboo Neutral. I happen to like this lip liner. It's a pink, but like a neutral pink. It's almost like a mauvey pink, but not quite lined. And even it disappeared. I think it's the weather. I actually believe it's the weather. And this is, I'm going to show you the packaging. Marc Jacobs Enamored High Shine Gloss Lip Lacquer. And this is in the shade Love Buzz. I don't know if y'all will be able to see that. Love Buzz. This is Love Buzz. This is Love Buzz. Big mistake. Huge. Yes, I am quoting Pretty Woman Julia Roberts. Big mistake. Huge. Huge mistake. Huge. Buying this was a huge mistake. Because why? It's like that frosty, but it's got that lip plumping feel. It's got a little tingle to it. Nothing major, but you do feel it. Major mistake on my part buying this particular shade. It didn't look this highfalutin frosty. It didn't look like that on the swatch in Sephora. It doesn't look like this. So, big mistake. Huge. And that's really lips of the day, people. Today, you know, every Monday is trying. Every Monday is a very trying day. Trying. So, there's just no point. I don't feel like talking about it. I know some of you don't want to hear it. So, I'm going to just press on. Just press on. Look at this one over here. He had his vet visit yesterday. Clean bill of health. Just got a little bit of a tartar thing going on in his teeth. But I think it's because he's ignoring when I pour the oral, there's like a liquid oral like teeth cleaner. And normally he's good at drinking it, but lately he hasn't been drinking from his regular water bowl. He's been drinking from this water bowl. It's a bigger water bowl, and I keep it right here. And he seems to, it's the same water, but I have to start sneaking in the oral in this water bowl because for some reason he's not drinking in the other water bowl, which is right next to his food. So it doesn't make sense. You eat, you drink, call it a day. But he eats, and then he'll sniff around this water bowl, and it's clean. I clean it. But he'll go to this water bowl. So I have to start sneaking in the oral liquid in this water bowl. So maybe that'll start cleaning his teeth better. But every time I go to the vet, the first thing that every veterinarian asks me is, well, first they say, oh my God, his coat is so shiny, which it is. I brush him all the time, people. Then they ask me, how do you get his coat so shiny? What are you feeding him? And then I tell them, Hill's Prescription Diet CD or SD. So I told this particular vet, which I've had him before, and I'm really not fond of him, but it is what it is. So I said, well, I feed him both CD and SD. And he looked at me like, with a little bit of concern. He goes, why both? And I said, well, I do 6 months on for one and then 6 months for the other, because I really want him to switch, you know. I'm thinking he's bored with the same taste. So I like to switch it up 6 months and 6 months. And I looked at him and I said, I shouldn't do that? And he says, well, you really should stick to one. I said, like forever? And he goes, he won't mind. So I said, okay, maybe it's me that minds. I want to change it, give him a little new flavor every now and then. He goes, no, it's okay. You need to stick to him. He needs to stick to CD. So, okay, well, CD just happens to be the one that really makes his coat shiny because it's got omega-3 fatty acids in it. So, you know, it makes his coat really shiny. And he gained a pound. I knew that when I carried that crate. I said, ooh, somebody's really eating. Because, yeah, the crate was a little heavier than normal yesterday. He gained a pound. He was 9 pounds, now he's 10 pounds. So he looked a little fatter than 10 pounds. But thank God it's just 10 pounds, you know. He's outside now. I don't know how cats deal with the heat. He has no problem dealing with the heat. I put the AC here. I put the AC in the living room. He would rather lie down and play in the middle of the hallway. There's no AC in the middle of the hallway. There's AC in the living room, which he sometimes goes in, and the bedroom, which he well, you just saw him, but now he jumped out and he went out into the hallway. So I don't understand cats. I don't understand him. I don't understand cats for the life of me. But just as long as he has had a good, clean bill of health, thank you, Jesus. He got his rabies shot. He's good for another year. So, yeah. So that was very good. But yesterday was hot as blazes. OMG. Just as hot yesterday as it was today. Hot as blazes. But when I walked into that, another division of North Shore, because apparently they had some kind of an event going on where I normally go. So I didn't know anything about the event. So I drove in and they had blocked it. I said, okay, so normally this is the street I drive up. Now they blocked it. Where am I going? So I had to find a vet that was walking a dog. And I said, excuse me, I have a vet visit and I normally go here, but obviously this is closed. So he said, follow me. I'm walking my dog exactly where you need to go. So I just, you know, he's walking, I'm driving real slow. Thank goodness nobody was behind me. And he said, just drive up into this parking lot and you have to go in there. Like another little nook of a little building, part of North Shore again. The first time I'd ever been in there. So I went in there. It's a cute little area. It really is little. And Tom was meowing like nobody's business. He's meowing like I'm killing him. I had all of this meowing all the way the drive down there. When he came back, when we were driving back, he had quieted down a little. So, you know, all was right with the world, and I guess he knew he was coming home. And Pop, who pretends that he doesn't really care, cares. Because when I came in, Pop zooms to his door, and he said, so how's the little man? I said, oh, clean bill of health. I just told him, you know, I spoke to him about his teeth situation, and he said, oh, okay, well, you know, just let him drink that oral thing. And I said, yeah, I got to get him to do that. And Tom was still in the crate, and I said, watch what's going to happen. As soon as I open this crate, he's going to zoom up the stairs. So I opened the crate, and Pop was behind me. I opened the crate, and Tom, halfway up the stairs, and then he turned to us. And I said, go on, you could go. And Pop was like, hey, little fella, you look good. And he just turned around and ran up the stairs. Pop and I both had a little laugh on that one. Because it was the way he looked at us like, well, aren't you coming? To me, basically. I said, I'll be there. Don't you worry. And he ran up the stairs. So that was yesterday's events, and that's all that was to it. The appointment was at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and of course, I scruffed him early because I knew I was going to hyperventilate about the whole thing. So first he had disappeared, and then, I mean, all morning long I'm just acting like nothing's happening, but I know today's the day. So I'm just doing a little woosah, and I'm trying to act normal because I think he can feel when I'm tense or he can feel when I'm nervous. So I just, I knew it was 3 in the afternoon. The appointment was 3 in the afternoon. I woke up at like 9. Had some pancakes for breakfast. Chilled out, was watching television, onlining, and then came about 1:30. I said, okay. And it takes a while to drive there. So I said, okay, now I got to start considering scruffing him. And he was all around me. Every opportunity known to man to scruff him. And finally, he gave me the ultimate advantage. He hopped on, he likes to now hop on the computer table. So he hopped on it, and I said, it's now or never, Nancy, it's now or never. And by this time, it's like 1:45, almost 10 to 2. And I still have to get dressed and all of that. So I'm like, hey, Tom. And then and he froze, because that's what happens. They like freeze. So I had to hold him like that, rush out into the living room, take care of his crate, because I normally feed him in the crate. So I had to pull out now all this time I'm holding him, to pull out his food dish, put in the his blanket into the crate. Then I had to put him in the crate. Now I have to close the front door, let go fast enough, and close the top. I'm telling you, I'm shaking every time I have to do this. It's once a year, every single time. I'm scared to pieces. I know that I'm not hurting him. He's just frozen, because that's what mom cats do to their kittens. They scruff them with their teeth to freeze them so they can move them over, and you're walking into the street, little man. Let me grab you and bring you back to the pack. And that's what they do. They scruff them. And as soon as I closed the crate, I said, oh, Lord, here we go. Here we go. So I'm talking to him. I'm trying to get dressed. It's a whole thing, people. Every year, it's a whole thing. It is a whole thing. He meows to the point where, like, I really wish he had tired himself out on the drive going. But he seemed to calm down. I guess he realized, well, it's over now. We're going back home. So he relaxed a little bit. But you could tell when cats are tense, because they pant with their mouth open. So it's, they're very stressed when they pant with their mouths open. So he had been panting a while, and I was like very concerned. Because, I mean, we just came from the vet. Don't ask me to go back there now. And, he panted with his, and I said, oh, I don't like that. It's never a good thing when it's either he's running around and tiring himself out, but even so, even that, they'll pant for a little while with their mouth open, and then they'll close it. But he had been panting with his mouth open for maybe a good 10 minutes, and I was like, okay, this is not good. But eventually he closed his mouth. He realized that he was home. Nothing, the bad stuff is over now. And he realized, okay, this is good. I'm good now. And he closed his mouth and kept it moving. My life, people. My life. This is my child. So I have to take care of my child. So that was done. that is that with that upon that. I will now feed him. Well, of course, now he has the bag of SD that has to be finished. And now I have to buy his CD and just remain CD forever. No matter how much I want to change it, because I'm thinking he's kind of getting bored with that taste. If he's eating it, Nancy, he's not getting bored. And he's eating it. Okay. His little belly is getting a little big. He gained a pound. He's eating just fine. So he got his little rabies shot. He got his little rabies pendant every year. He's got 6 of them. 6 of them? 5 or 6 of them now. Ever since I adopted him. So I keep them all in the same little, right on top of his crate. There's like a little hook. I keep them all there. So just to make sure. So that was that. That was my weekend. My weekend was filled with, oh, and of course I didn't do the laundry on Saturday, which I really should have. And all Saturday I'm saying, you really should do the laundry today because tomorrow you're taking him to the vet. You really should do the laundry today, Nancy, because you're going to take him to the vet tomorrow. I finished the laundry yesterday at 9 p.m. I don't have to tell you anymore. I was very tired, and it stresses me out to have to do this to him, even though I'm taking care of him. This is what I have to do. This is a fur mom's job. But every year it stresses me out. So by the time I got home and I realized, okay, all's right with the world, I just went to lie down on the sofa for a little bit, and I was watching the rest of my Chicago PD marathon because I DVR them. And I'm sleeping off a little, and I'm nodding off a little. And then I realized, oh, Nancy, you still have laundry to do. I realized that at about 5:45. So as much, my inner child was screaming, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to do the laundry. But I had to ignore the inner child and start the laundry and do the laundry and finish the laundry. I finished at 9 p.m. So, yeah. So that's my weekend. Ooh, exciting. So that was that with that upon that, people. There is no point. What is that? It looks okay now, I guess. But I still don't like it. I just don't. It's too light. And I don't like it. And as you can see, no headband today. I was not in a headbandy mood. But I do have I don't know if y'all can see this. You can see it in the back. This blue thing matches my blue shirt exactly. So I'm still color coordinated no matter what you say. It's a headband that was too small, so I used it as a regular band. So yeah, so I put my hair up in a little bun kind of a thing, and I didn't want to put a headband, so. It's Monday. I really don't give a crap about Monday. Because Mondays obviously don't give a crap about me. When I tell you, I deal with people who just have no respect. They just want what they want when they want it, and then that's it. That's Monday. All day. So I just give them what they want just to get them the F. Yeah, I was going to say it. Get them the F out of my way. Just leave. Be gone. But I must have been in a mood because a coworker of mine, I love her to death. She sets me straight, which is good. But she doesn't do it in a mean way. She just kind of says what she says. So there was a woman that came to my desk. She asked for this, that, and the other from A to Z. Phones ringing. Oh, first of all, I had phone problems. That was another thing. The phone was working fine. And then on that very last call, I hung up and the phone went black. And I'm like, and now I'm looking at the line in front of me of people who want what they want when they want it. And most of them want me to call their coordinator. I have to call their coordinator. How am I going to call their coordinator when my phone doesn't work? So I had to email a higher up. And then she had to come out because my boss wasn't in today. My supervisor wasn't in today. Which, thank God, there is a God. So she had to come out and help, and then she had to go get somebody else to come and help. Meanwhile, people are, well, in the meantime, can you can you, I want. So this woman who is in place of my supervisor, I have to be very professional, very this, that, and the other, very yes, okay, here you go, here you go, here you go. So finally, somebody fixed the phone. Thank you, God. I got back to my seat. She said, you're okay? I said, yes, I'm okay. Thank you so very much. She went back to what she was doing. Then I had to deal with the people that are already waiting. There was a woman that came, and she wanted from A to Z. And I'm trying to tell her, well, this is what you need to do, and this is what you need to do, and this is what you need to do. Then she says, I need to speak to so-and-so. I get so-and-so on the phone. So-and-so comes out, my coworker. So she starts the same thing with my coworker. And I had it with this woman. And I said, I told her everything that you're about to tell her, I already told her. And she goes, okay, don't worry about it. So she literally repeated everything I told the woman. And the woman's like, okay, well, thank you very much, and walked away. Bitch, you could have walked away after I told you exactly the same thing she told you. So after I had dealt with everybody that was waiting online, there was a lull. My coworker was still standing there. And she turned to me and she said, your attitude sucks. And I looked at her like, I said, I'm glad you're telling me, because she said, I understand. I understand completely. But no matter what, Nancy, you have to change that attitude, because it's slowly trickling in the back, and you don't want it to trickle any further than where it's trickling. I said, people are complaining about me? She goes, we've had a couple of words. I said, oh, okay, well, I'm going to switch that right away. And she said, yeah, you better do that. But she wasn't being vicious, and she wasn't being malicious, and she wasn't being sarcastic. She was really trying to set me straight, because she doesn't want me to lose my job. I don't want me to lose my job, despite the job that it is. If I had something else to fall on, then that would be a different story. It's only been a month and a couple of days, people. A month and a couple of days. But on Monday, and I was prepared. That's the funny thing. I went to work knowing that, okay, it's Monday. You know what to expect. What I didn't expect was my phone to break and just go haywire. And I was expecting the crowd. That's not a problem. But when the crowd, half the crowd wants their people that they need to speak to, and I have to get them on the phone, that doesn't work. Now I have to tell these people, I'm sorry, can you step aside, because my phone doesn't work right now. They're trying to fix it. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Now I'm getting, well, all right. How long is it going to take? I have to deal with all of that attitude. I have to deal with that. And I have to be Miss, I'm doing the best I can, and I'm really getting somebody to help me. Yeah, well, all right. Well, obviously, it's not all right if you are giving me this attitude. I have to deal with attitude, but I'm not allowed to show them attitude. Is that a win-win? No, I don't think so. No, it's not a win-win. But I have to think of it as, you need to, whatever. If they spit in your face, you have to just, thank you, have a good day. Not literally, but you know what I mean? And I get that attitude every single Monday. Not to mention every other day, but it trickles off. Monday's the heavy day, and then Tuesday through Friday. Friday, it picks up a little bit again, but Tuesday, at least through Thursday, I get this. I get an occasional coming in. The phones may be a little heavy. I can deal with the phones. I'm just transferring calls. No big deal. I can deal with that. It's the people. And it's the, it sounds like I'm being judgmental, and maybe I am, but it's the type of people. There was a woman that came in with 4 kids. The age range had to be 10, 5, maybe 4, and 3. And she was carrying one. And that one was a few months. And I'm looking at the picture. And okay, maybe I'm judging, and that's the wrong thing to do. But she struck me as the type of woman that only likes to have children and only loves them very much when they're babies. And then when they start to grow up, why are you acting like that? Why you gotta be like that? Sit your ass down. What did I tell you? But she's like, ooh, boo, boo, ooh, boo, because the baby is just a baby. And I could tell. You could just tell. She loves to be pregnant and she loves babies. But she doesn't love when the baby grows up. You know what I mean? Call me judgmental. I could be so far removed from the storyline, but it's just the picture. It's just the picture that I got. And that's what I saw. And she happened to know one of my coworkers. So she came, this is what she came to do. She came to show the coworker how bad one of the kids were. Like, you got nothing else to do? You tracked all of these children just to show your friend, who's working, by the way. You wanted to show him, see, I told you, look at him running around. Every time I tell him to sit down, he don't sit down. That's what you wanted to show? Normally people like to praise their children. I guess not so much on her behalf. So yeah, that was my day. Okay, so that's it. That is all. I have nothing else to say. I'm done. And let me know what you think about this madness, because this is going to be thrown in the back, like way far in the back of my lip gloss pile. Just lost in lip gloss land. I won't miss you. Okay, so that's that. With that upon that, I love you. I love my YouTube family. Hit me up. Let me know what you think. Thank you, Jesus, that this day is over. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay? I love you. Mwah! Bye now.